Welcome everyone to this. There's so much happening today. Scorpio full moon, full lunar eclipse, Wesak. It's all happening. And it's like I did this a day early so people could use the recording, but we're in the window. So we're gonna go ahead and start now. When there's this much going on, I don't like to wait till after it's over. So don't worry about that, Val. When we talk about it today, you'll understand why this is a special case, okay? And I'll tell you why people say that. We'll talk about all of that because Val was saying that, she said, I read it's not good to set intentions on a eclipse. Well, lots of people run and jump in the bed and cover up their head and don't come out for a long time during an eclipse. We'll talk about all of that and why that happens sometimes, but this one is different. So let's get this party started. Let's call in sacred space. Let's see who's chatting with me. Okay. Everyone, take a big deep breath in. And as you exhale, drop your grounding cords, send your roots down into the earth. And then inhale, draw that earth energy up through your body, send it up and out through the top of the head, connect with the heart of the Great Mother above us. Inhale, draw her sweet energy down through your body, down, 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 send it on the exhale all the way down into the earth and activate that as above, so below flow. And then connect to that flow, breathing in and breathing out, activate the as within, so without. Moving to the north, we welcome Mother Earth. We give such great thanks to be here on the physical plane, doing our sacred work. Moving to the south, we welcome water and clear, clean, current, emotional energy. Moving to the west, we welcome air, mind, focus. All of our guides, all of our angels and etheric allies. Moving to the east, we welcome fire, movement, passion, divine right action. Moving to the center, we welcome the divine feminine and the divine masculine in sacred right relationship. We reach up, up, up and call down the highest vibrational light of that beautiful balanced energy. We call it down through our bodies. We call up Mama Gaia to pull and magnetize that energy through us. And we welcome our own sweet, extraordinary souls into this circle. We ask that all these energies be with us, pray with us, dance with us today for our mutual benefit. Oh, all right. Let's get up and everybody move your bodies. Get this party started. right, all right, all right. So there is so much to dive into here today. But before we do that, once again, more than ever, so we've got um, so the grandmother of this moon cycle, listening woman, it happens in Taurus and it's all about the body. So our bodies are going to be a really good tuning fork for what's going on out there. So just take a moment and take a breath, get out of your head, take a big deep breath, drop your shoulders, let yourself relax into your body and just notice what you're feeling. Notice if there's any fear, if there's anything hanging up in there. Just be with the energy that's here. And the energy that's here is really, truly special. And I'm going to tell you why. So the first thing that we want to know is, yes, there's a Scorpio full moon. It's happening. So it's going to be tomorrow night. So it's Saturday now. It'll be Sunday, and it'll either be at 11 o'clock Sunday night or early in the morning, Monday morning. Mia, I don't understand what you're what you mean. Audio due to any book wrecks. I don't understand your question, but you don't necessarily need to see the slides. You can just listen. I'll say everything that you need to hear.
Yeah, I know, but I meant if you usually have so good book recommendations. So if you
Okay.
had any books to recommend.
Okay. I don't, if I do, if one comes through my brain, I will be sure and say it. Okay. But thanks for asking. So tomorrow night, we will be able to see it in the States. Um, it'll be visible in the eastern half of the United States and Canada, most of Central America, all of South America. So for those of us towards the eastern part of the globe, it will be visible if you want to stay up that late and watch it. So yeah, we're going to talk about that, Val. We're going to talk about the Scorpio thing because everybody's freaking out because it's a Scorpio full moon. So we're going to get to all of it. So it says the luminaries are less than 3 degrees from the lunar nodes. And so it's going to add more power to the eclipse. It's a total lunar eclipse. And it is in a Scorpio new moon. So all that it means really is that the effects of it will be felt for longer. So you could lay down an intention that could be, that could work on, that could cook for up to 6 months versus just the regular 28 days. And once again, full moons are all about releasing things. Now, what part of what's got everyone freaked out is this: it's Scorpio, and Scorpio's like Pluto. So heavenly days, we might have to actually look at our dark side. We might actually have to clean up something. That's what Scorpio's about. Scorpio is about feeling all the feels. So areas that Scorpio affects: personal transformation, death and rebirth, shadow work. And shadow work is just looking at the places that we're afraid of, the places we are afraid to look. sometimes. So we just avoid. And if we avoid for too long, the universe is going to jerk our chain. We'll get sick. We'll have something happen that will stop us in our tracks. And rather, why not change it up? Rather than just avoid those things that we know we need to pay attention to, why don't we turn and face them? Turn and face them head on. And know that when we do that, the fear dissipates and the ugly monster goes away. Intimate energetic connection is another thing. Scorpio's about feeling things, money stuff. So insurance, taxes, inheritance, shared resources of all kinds. So any place where there is an opportunity for things to be a little scratchy, rather than just avoid them, now's the time to lean in. Now's the time to just handle them, face them head on. And if we do that, we take all the fear out of this. And there's some other really cool things that are happening that are going to support everything we do in here. So let's talk about those two. There's two big things. It includes a Tsquare with the moon, sun, Vesta, Saturn, and the lunar nodes. And what it's asking us to do is, are we systematic, serious, and dedicated about supporting a higher cause? So just like I was saying earlier, if we face whatever is in front of us head on, we're systematic, we're dedicated, we're focused, we can move through this portal smoothly. If you've gotten tired of the cause that you've been supporting and you want to move to another one, that's okay. But if your mission still aligns with everything that you do and everything that you love, you can make significant breakthroughs under this particular configuration. And it very well could be in the area of financial support. There's another potent aspect called the Cradle, and it's like a Tsquare, but it includes the lunar nodes. And this one also includes Mars, Neptune, and Pluto. And so it's a soft aspect, but it's going to make it easier for you to weave the energies together harmoniously. So what this really means is that this is the ideal time to take action on your dreams and visions. You can energize dream interpretation, conscious dreaming. So like I said, this is the grandmother that governs this moon cycle is listening woman. So, and we just went into Mercury retrograde. So this is kind of a time where the intentions that we set are intentions to integrate, to be still, be quiet, and receive guidance, and then take the natural steps that we're guided to take as we hear that. And it's a very, very opportune time to hear that guidance, to be plugged into it. You just have to create the space to be quiet, to be still, and let that guidance come in. Pluto, Mars, and Neptune together can create harmonious flowing aspects that make it easier to harness Pluto's power. And remember, Pluto and Scorpio, same energy. So they're all about clearing the decks, getting our house in order. But that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It doesn't have to be, uh, a catastrophic thing. The only time those things happen is when we're avoiding, when we're putting off dealing with things we know we should deal with. Um, the lunar nodes represent your life purpose, both the one you had in previous lifetimes and the one you have now. And the more your full moon actions and intentions align with your reasons for incarnating, your soul's purpose, the more potently they're going to be supported right now. The reason people get scratchy, weird, scared around eclipses, some people feel them viscerally in their body and it makes them uncomfortable and they have to just take the day off. But it really, part of it is just historic lore. When, you know what the sky looks like when there's an eclipse. It looks eerie and spooky. It gets dark. It looks like the moon is bleeding. And so historically, our ancestors got pretty frightened around that. And it does intensify whatever's going on with the moon. But a lot of times that can just be, it extends whatever's happening for a longer period of time. So if part of the reason I do these ceremonies is to help women align themselves with the cycles of the earth. So if you know what's coming, then you're not blindsided. And so knowing what Scorpio's about, rather than waiting for someone to, it's kind of like that, like if you have some kind of, like maybe you needed to change your address on an insurance form, or maybe you need to go get your driver's license renewed, or some of those things that we just like to put off till the last minute. Then you got to stand in line for a really long time. This moon cycle encourages us to just go, I'm going to get that done right now. I'm going to take care of that so that it's out of my hair and I don't have to worry about it. So there's other things. There's more, but wait, there's more. So there's two things that are going on right now. And this happened earlier, like on the 10th and 11th. So on the 11th, Jupiter and Uranus squared up. And so it's like they're working together. And Uranus is all about out of the box thinking, kind of like Aquarius. And Jupiter is more. It's like making things bigger. So it's taken that Uranus energy and it's just expanding it. And, it has its own vibrations of wisdom and knowledge. So that's a nice, juicy combination. And as I mentioned, Mercury went retrograde on the 10th. So this is really, and this is the short list, things that we can still expect during this cycle. Dramatic breakthroughs and quantum leaps, rebirth and awakening. Now, birth is messy, so that's why I say clean up your stuff so the universe doesn't have to tell you to. Surprising resolutions of problems, unexpected openings and opportunities, expanded horizons, changes of fortune or philosophy, incurable and infectious optimism. That must be what I'm suffering from today. Heightened aliveness, access to new layers or realms of experience, transcendence of petty problems and attachments. Those of us that are wise move through them. Urges to share your light, the light at the end of the tunnel, a eureka moment, feelings of universal redemption, collective epiphanies and awakenings, breakthroughs that benefit everyone, everything around you coming vibrantly alive, higher emancipation, freedom for all, maximum liberation, moments of genius or brilliance, divine inspiration, creative frenzy, and flashes of greatness. Now, I ask you, does any of that sound scary? No, it doesn't. It sounds exciting, at least to this little Gemini twerp. So the other reason this is so potent, and I love this ceremony. Yes, it is very refreshing, is because this is Wesak. And I know that some people don't know what that is, but it's the celebration of the birth, the life, and the death of the Buddha. So all of Buddhism, this is high ceremony day. And it won't be today. Some are celebrating tomorrow, some are celebrating on Monday. But it's a day where you clean out everything and you just have a big party and you celebrate. Now, the reason this is so special is it's not just for people that worship Buddha. It's for everyone, because it is said that at the moment of the full moon, the Buddha and the Christ consciousness tip a giant bowl and pour out blessings on all of those that are doing the work of bringing divine light to the planet. And I have tested this. I know this is true. I'll tell you a story in a minute. So it's always good to be engaged in ceremony on that night. At least be chanting the Om Mani Padme Hum. Chant that all day tomorrow. Just turn on the music and chant. And so one time when I first heard about this, when I first started learning about it, I was still running sweat lodges. And so all the music we played in the sweat lodge was Om Mani Padme Hum, all of the different versions. And it was just the sweetest ceremony. And it was hot. It was a hot ceremony. It was in May. And one of the ladies needed to get out and just sit outside. So she was sitting outside. And when we'd gone into the sweat lodge, beautiful, clear skies, not a cloud anywhere. And the ceremony went on, and at the ceremony's peak, because we'd planned it to be right around the full moon, a little cloud drifted right over the sweat and rained on us. And it just gives me chills to even think about it now. And it was just like, oh, it's happening. There it is. There's the blessings. So those of you that are open to receiving blessings, tomorrow night's the night. And just make yourself available and they will be there. So on that note, here's some questions that we probably need to journal with. Do you have any shadow work that you need to be doing? Are you actively pursuing your dreams and visions? And what do you need to release? What's in your way? So take a minute or two and jot some thoughts down, and then we'll go to the cards and see what they have for us. So while all of you are still writing answers to those questions, I'm going to give you some more information to chew on. We're going to see what the elements have to say. So I always do a new pull for each ceremony. And once again, I'm blown away. So the sun is still in Taurus until the 20th of May. So we still have, I love this time. So we still have a little bit of that juicy time in Taurus, the enjoyer. This card speaks to our ability to enjoy being in a physical body. Folks with this energy love this planet and all the experiences she provides. This very personal level Earth archetype teaches us the value of enjoying the earthly realm, how to love all that looks beautiful, tastes delicious, and feels pleasurable. She can also teach us how to acquire the means to receive all the exquisite things and gratifications the physical realm has to offer. From Taurus, we can also learn how to take solid steps to fulfill our desires for possessions, wealth, and security. Taurus helps us to connect to the divine through savoring and enjoying the intimacy through the body and the senses. And so once again, the sun is in Taurus from April 20th to May 20th. So is there anything that Taurus can help you with? And in the water door, and this is perfect for everything that we're talking about today, I pulled magnetism. We are electromagnetic beings. We are literally drawing things to us all the time via our electromagnetism. Want to know something else that's magnetic? Water. Water can actually increase our electromagnetic current. And not only that, its cleansing properties clear the energetic blocks as the magnetic properties of water increase our magnetism. That's a win-win. So where do you need more magnetism? Ask water to help you clear what's blocking you so you can magnetize your dreams. And that's what this moon cycle is all about, releasing anything that stands in the way of you manifesting what you came here to do. Air, higher thought. I love this card. The air realm actually influences all and forms all the other elements. Internally, we do that with our thoughts. Our thoughts actually dictate all of our outcomes. The more we dwell in the realm of high vibrational thought, the better our outcomes and the more quickly we are able to manifest. Dwelling here can be as simple as intending to do so and then monitoring your thoughts. When you find yourself dipping into the realm of negative thoughts about yourself and others, you can quickly turn yourself around by deliberately moving your thoughts to things that bring you joy and spark gratitude in your life. These are two of the highest vibrational emotions and can bring you back up to the higher realms very quickly. Another way to ensure that you keep your thoughts high are affirmations. Having high vibrational affirmations posted around you and making a point of reading high vibrational affirmations every day go far to instill a high level of thought frequency in your field. CCT also does that. So where do you need to reach for higher thought? And then fire, rhythm. Rhythm is the organizing element of fire and movement. When we move in a systematic, rhythmic way, our movements become organized and directed toward a specific outcome. We don't waste energy. We use our energy efficiently. That's why we do these ceremonies, so we can use our energy efficiently. Everything on this planet has its own rhythm, from the cycles and the seasons of nature to the life cycle of an insect. When we begin to learn and understand the rhythms of the planet we call home, we can better harness those energies and work in sync with them. Once again, this helps us use our energy wisely. So, where do you need to become more rhythmic with your actions? Where do you need to align with the rhythms of this planet to enhance your creative abilities? If you are on this call, you are doing it. So we're aligning with that full moon energy. We're getting ready to release and go down into the deep and listen for about 2 weeks. And any intentions we set now will have ramifications for the next 6 months. So point your boat in the direction of your dreams and begin to manifest those. And then spirit, the catalyst in the center of the wheel. And I love this card as well. As above, so below, as within, so without. When we speak of the realm of spirit, we speak to the unseen, the force of consciousness that we cannot totally know. Sometimes, hang on here. Sharon, I'll speak into that in just a minute. Don't panic. You're going to be fine. The force of consciousness that we don't totally know, sometimes referred to as ether. This realm can be understood as an unseen substance that thinks. We can impress thoughts into this substance, and it creates from that information. When we consider as above, so below, we are speaking of the idea that whatever's happening in our own unseen realm, the mind, is happening in our so below realm, our physical world. Likewise, whatever we are holding within us will outpicture outside of us. So it's always good to take an inventory of our life and look at it through a different lens. When you see something in your world that you don't want, ask yourself, what are you holding in your mind and heart that are causing it to show up in your outside world? So is it time to make an adjustment in your as above and as within, so you can see a difference in your so below and so without? You know, you can look at that in that specific way. You can also think of it when we call in sacred space, we pull in that divine energy, we pull it down through our bodies, and we anchor ourselves to the earth and pull that up. And so for that moment in time, we are running pure life source energy through our bodies. And then if you anchor in the as within, so without, rather than being at the effect of everything in your outside world, you are proclaiming, I am affecting it. So I set the tone for the vibration that I experience. And that's a much more powerful stance than feeling like, you know, many of us can feel lots of people's stuff, feeling like we're being attacked and bombarded by everyone else's energy. When we call in that as within, so without, we turn the tide and we affect our world and not the other way around. Let's see, I think I missed some. It does take time to set the life changes, Isabel. However, there's ways to speed that up, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I do want to talk to Sharon though. Venus in Scorpio. So just a little aside, our inner Venus is truly our ruling planet. You know, we've been taught that it's our sun sign, but your sun sign is the fuel you burn. And so a lot of times, because we burn that fuel, it looks like it's the predominant piece of our personality. It is not. But because we've been told that for so long, we come to believe it, and we have a tendency to, you know, put Venus on the back burner. Venus is one of the most powerful influencers of this planet. So and she also represents in our charts our inner feminine. So the fact that your Venus is in Scorpio, I think a lot of times we all, because people have such fear around Scorpio, it has a tendency to make us nervous. But what Scorpio's the shaman. Scorpio in its full-on power has the ability to have a foot in both worlds, to have huge amounts of shamanic consciousness, so you get lots of downloads and information, and still be able to keep your physical world intact. That is a cool gift. So rather than be afraid, I would encourage you to embrace Scorpio and begin to work with it. It's all about feeling the feelings and responding and not reacting. So if feelings that you don't like come up, lean in. They'll be over in a minute. And then point yourself and give yourself opportunities to feel the things you want to feel. Yeah, there is a lot going on in Taurus. And I think it's all yummy. It's all yummy. So everybody take a minute and set an intention for this full moon, if you dare. I've already set mine, but I'll give you all a minute to write something down. You know, just tack on gently and easily. Smooth transition, smooth release. Just remember, this can have ramifications for a full 6 months. So think about the dreams and visions you want to manifest. Good for you, Benita. Just, yeah, put gently and easily after that one. Because all of us have that guilt and shame monster, and that's a really good one to release in this mood. Because, okay, Valerie, a lot of people don't like to feel stuff. That's the, I mean, and you know, Scorpio's about shadow work, and you know the rule about intention. When you set an intention, anything not like that intention is going to come up to be released. And people, you know, people like to keep things copacetic. That's why I said at the beginning, rather than be afraid of this thing, lean in. It's like, if you want to release any blocks around money, then you better make sure that you don't have any shadow work to do around money. Or if you do, commit to doing that. Commit to looking at it. Speaking of, dang, that was a great segue, and I didn't even plan it. If y'all haven't signed up for this yet, we just did one class. We're not going to do the next one till the 26th, so you have time to watch the recording. You can get in here for anything, for whatever you can pay. It's donation basis. People pay up to $1,000 for a class like this. Do not let this opportunity drift away. If you're not in here already, sign up. It's in the email that you got that told you about this class, about today. So same with your health, Val. Set the intention to love yourself, to do whatever you need to do to gently and easily release any place where you've not been treating yourself well. These are good. If you have, okay, Moon in Taurus, and I didn't mean for this to turn into a reading, but Moon in Taurus means that you know how to do money, Isabel. You came in with that. And if you're not happy with it, join this class. We can fix that. All of those kinds of things, there's really practical tools that you can use to fix it. I have Venus in Taurus. And for most of my life, I spent my life mad because I wasn't honoring my Venus in Taurus. I was letting my Aries Gemini sun and my masculine Aries create big to-do lists about taking care of everybody else. And I never learned how to take care of me. And I never had any money. And I was pissed. I'm not pissed anymore. And I can show you how to not be pissed anymore. So jump in there. Jump into this class and I can help you. All right. If everybody's got an intention, we're going to dance. If you want a deck of cards, I always send out the link. Thanks, Julie. So yeah, read what Julie said. She's right. Most people have a big influx in income when they do that class. All right, y'all, we're going to dance. Let's get up and move. y'all. Linda, I want to address what you wrote in the chat. When what we bring to the light is blocked by the world, even to being told that we're in darkness, how do we keep on? You just go, you know, I'm in good company. That's been happening to me my whole life. I told my daughter today, she was she's in hair school and she was doing my hair. And I just mentioned to her, you know, mom used to always say, why can't you just be normal? She's like, didn't that hurt your feelings? I said, I think I'm just used to it. So it's like, what all of us need to remember is this world, this planet is in a state of transition. There's going to be a lot of naysayers. And it's like, usually if we hit resistance like that, it means we're doing something right. And if you, right? And if you need somebody to remind you of that, Linda, you got my number. You know where I am. Okay. All right, everyone. I will see you next month, if not before.
Good.